Alright, everybody, let's try this one more time. Alright, I will summarize. I will go through everything. I'll summarize everything. We'll make this a very quick video, okay? Yeah, I was literally passed out in my bed sweating. Alright, let's do a quick summary on this, okay? So here's Litecoin. So let's take down the Litecoin chart real quick. I'm so sorry, everyone. Once again, had my mic muted. Alright, we're going to go on this one more time. All right, so here we go. We've got the Litecoin on the 12-hour. So the 12-hour candle is bearish. We do have a lot of support down here at right here between $81 and $81.50. So what I'm looking at is you got to break down and below the $81. I would wait. I recommend that you wait for a break of the $81 to enter a short position. Okay, you wait for a cross of this 7 MA and this 50 MA before you get into a trade. This is not a safe trade area, right? Litecoin is the chart to watch, though. You still need to keep an eye on this chart. Both this and the daily chart are the ones you need to watch on BTC for the crypto, for the rest of crypto and their movements. We're going to take this up to a daily. Okay, so the daily, you do have a bearish Harami on the daily. So this did form a bearish Harami. Look, it did the same thing. You did the same exact candle structure on the 12 hours. It fell out. It is now doing the same exact thing on the daily. And watch this to fall out again. So let's peek at the 12 hour. Right, so the 12 hour, look at the 12 hour. Bing, up and then down. Right, so don't get all excited about this number one candle right here, this red one. It is bearish. All right, so we're going to go back to the daily. So here you go. You have the same setup. You need to be very careful. You have support below this, still at the $81 mark. All right, let's go over. The 2-day is not helping us right now. The 3-day candle is crazy. What I was trying to point out earlier when I was on mute for 9 hours is that the 3-day candle is a doji spinning top, right? This is a big, massive spinning top. It's a very, this is still 2 days out to close, so it doesn't really help us out. The important candle that we need to look at is the weekly. So we're going to take a look at the weekly candle here. Look at this insane shooting star candle. Now, this did happen again. Let's go over here. There it is again. So you see this right here. So you got this insane shooting star candle here. A lot of it did dump, huge dump right there. And then look, so you got almost the same structure, right? Hanging man, shooting star candle, dump, right? Now you didn't get this. This is a spinning top. So then it goes to this shooting star, massive shooting star, insane shooting star. And so I would be looking for this to dump one more time. Your support is at $70.51 down here. Right, that's your heaviest support you've got down there. Now this does need to break the $81 mark before I would get into this trade. I'd just wait for this. Wait for it to break the $81 mark if you're going to get into a trade. There's no safe setup trade for Litecoin right now. Unless you're already in a short on Litecoin, I don't feel that there's a safe trade setup, okay? So we're actually going to take this back to the... let's go see what we got. Oh, sorry. And I don't think we have any help down below. So we're going to go down and we're going to take a look at our 6-hour candle. No help. No help here. This just doesn't do anything for me. Kind of an inverted hammerish kind of candle. Sort of. Right? You've got all the support. The story of the day is all the support below this. Right? On the 6-hour, on the daily, on the 12-hour. They've all got that running parallel channel below right here. That's what's happening. Every single one of these. Let's go to the 4-hour. See, there's all this is at 81 bucks. If this does fall through the $81 mark, once again, it will turn very vicious, very ugly. And my target would actually be $70. My target would be 70. I would say down here. This is where I would be. I would be down in the $70 range, right down here. If this did turn super, super bearish, if this did break through that $81 line, I've got to keep the daily up on this just because this is kind of where the important price action is occurring right now. Okay, so your top side, you got to get over the 85 line. On the bottom side, you know, there's nothing you can do. You gotta get down here below the. So you got that bearish Harami. Let me get rid of this stupid circle right here. There it is. So I did hit my target. The bullish target would be the 85 bucks up here. I'm just gonna plop that up there. Right now, we can't forget the three soldiers marching on the daily. Still going to leave that up there. That is bullish. There's all your support below. Nothing is going to happen. This is a bad trade setup unless this breaks. And I will add that. Bad trade setup. And I think the 81 has got to be tested one more time for that to be a golden, right? I would like to see this get tested one more time. All right. So here 71 would be my first. I'm telling you, this has got to come down. This has got to test this area right here. If this area does not get tested, and I'm going to put this in white. This has got either the area holds or it breaks, and then you have a good trade setup. Okay. All right, I'm gonna scoot this over. Going up to Bitcoin. All right, so I want to show you this chart that you've already seen once before. You just haven't heard the audio on it. Ha ha ha. All right, here we go. So let's take a look. This is 2014. This is 2015, right? Look at the parallels to this. It is just absolutely uncanny. You've got the cross, you've got the cross, you've got the cross, you've got the cross. You've got the second set of crosses. Now, I do not use the 128-day as an MA cross. I just don't do it. Okay, but here you see the history of this. Just it tells a story, and we got to pay attention to the story right here, right? Now, I see today as actually 50-50 weaker and stronger. Okay, so it's 50-50 whether this is weaker and stronger today. So in the past, this cross and this cross happened before. So look, this cross happened early. Then you had the cross of the 128 and the 100. Then you had the cross right after it of the 7 and the 50. Right here you had the two crosses before. So these are both bullish. This would be, at this point right now, I would consider this bearish. Now this has not crossed. Look at this. This is not crossed. So on the other chart, I'll show you what I expect for this in order for it to cross. I expect this price action needs to go up here and poke again. In order for this to cross, because 128 days is moving slower, the 100 is moving faster. A poke up here would push the 100 up and drag the 128 down. Okay, that's what would happen if you get one more wick or two wicks up here, just like this right here. And this is uncanny. See, look at this. You get the shooting star candles. See all these shooting star candle formations. Just uncanny how this happened exactly the same way. There's the candle that I would compare right here today with. Now you just don't have the cross right here is the issue. Okay. Lot of support, lot of resistance. I'm sorry, up here, right up here. There's a ton of resistance. So that's why I say you need to set your stop loss a little over 7,700 if you are in a short right now. Don't get wicked out by some stupid psyche wick that comes up and pokes and forms the bearish cross, because you're going to get a wick that's going to force the bearish cross, and don't get wicked out of your trade. Okay. You see, then it came down. This totally tanked. Now the difference is, here you had the 50 and the 30 crossing down here. We are still 2 days away from the 50 and the 30 crossing here. Okay, you're still 2 days away from this happening. And once again, this is where all the support is. All the support is down here. I can see this pokey up, dumpy down, get the cross, run us up again for one more push. And then that would actually make my chart perfect. Right? My chart would be perfect. That's what I'm looking for, right? Here you go. Here's my chart. Here you go. So I'm saying up, down, up. Now, I thought this would have snapped this to cause this to cross over. It didn't. Okay? It did not cause the crossover. So that's an issue. So here we are on the daily. So let's look at the daily. So the daily, the candle doesn't help us much. This daily candle, even though it's a shooting star candle, it doesn't really help us much because, you know, it's not at the top of the trend. It's lower. This could be a bullish candle. It's neutral to me, right? So it is a wicked shooting star doji, but it could be you know, this could be a bullish candle also. Now the daily, the 100 day, the 128 and the 100 crossing over as resistance and acting as resistance is bearish to me. For these to cross, the price has to go up. The price has to go up for this to cross, right? And that is dangerous because that will force a bear cross. You need to watch out, okay? Thinking the price is going to moon is the wrong thing. You're going to FOMO into this trade. You're going to think this thing is going to moon, and it's going to tank out on you, all right? It's going to totally tank out on you. You need to be careful. All right, where's that thing at? There it is, right there. So you need to be very careful because you don't want this same thing to happen over here again, where people thought this was probably going to moon right here. They got all excited, and they probably FOMO'd into this long trade, and then they just got absolutely destroyed here, right? They just got destroyed. This probably took out a bunch of good traders, and how tricky this was to trade right here. You know, you see this action coming up, you're counting this, you're going, oh, this is great. You know, 1, 2, 3, big 3, looking for the 5, right? Look at this. This counts out perfect. 1, 2, you know, maybe I think this was your 3. You're going to go to the moon. You know, let's take a look at what we got over here. How our structure's similar, right? There you go. 1, 2, 3. You know, this kind of plays out the same. You get a big up, big down, big up, big down. Get the second leg up, and everybody thinks this is going for the 5 leg, right? Everybody thinks this is going for the big 5 leg up here, and it causing a 5 wick up here causes the crossover. Remember that. This forces this into a bearish trade. Okay, this going up is not a bullish trade opportunity. It actually creates a bearish trade environment. So we got to watch this very carefully, right? Let me just for giggles, I'm going to throw something on here, just for my own little, you know, my golly, this is A, B, C, right? No, I mean, this kind of looks like an A, B, C, D, right? E. You know, ignore the numbers, okay? I don't want Elliott Wave people calling. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Right? Now this is way out. So see this there. So this is your bottom. Up, down, up, down, up. This looks like an extended massive. I mean, you did come down deep. Both these came down deep past the 1. That's why you can't really count this out as an Elliott scenario. You did get this long shot up, kind of came down, moved a little sideways, then fell out. Just very similar in structure. Very similar in structure. This was more prolonged, more drawn out here. Right? Look, you had the perfect pre-structure going into it. You had this pre-structured going into this up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So, you know, you gotta be, this is very tricky area to trade right here. Because an up is not a good thing. An up is gonna meet all of that resistance. And up is gonna cause a bearish cross, which is gonna, if this wicks back down, you would then look to short the living crap out of it. At least I would. So this is kind of where we're at right now. All right, so I'm going to pull that off. That then would, now you drop down, you look for your bearish cross, your bullish cross, I apologize, your bullish cross right here. This bullish cross would then throw you back up. Not sure how high this would go. So there's our daily, right? Now you can pull this down. Let's go down to the 6 hour. I'm going to rip everything. Actually, so 6 hour bearish doji. So 12 hour candle, bearish, closed out a bearish candle, shooting starish candle right there. 6 hour candle, spinning top, bearish spinning top right there. 4 hour, so this did end on a 9, so you are in a green 9 with a spinning top, reversal candle, with this hanging man doji candle. So you got a lot. This is bearish, bearish, and let's see if this holds. Now there is no support down here till 7100, and that pretty much goes across the board. 7200 on the 6 hour, 12 hour, 6900. Yeah, but there's not a lot of help. Now you've got all the support in the world above this. See, there's your 12 hour support, right? There's no support on the 6 hour, I'm sorry, resistance, nothing up. On the higher time frames, you have that heavy duty resistance on the top. Here you're just hanging on the 4 hour. This 4 hour candle breaks here, you will look at $7,100. I still think maybe one more push up. Remember, we talk about how the greens bleed and the red 9s bleed, right? There's your red, there's your green 9, it bled. There's your green 9, this can bleed again, right? This is a perfect trade setup for one more push. You can't get any better of a trade setup. Every time, if you have been following me, you know that every time we hit a green 9 or a red 9, it bleeds, right? You know it bleeds. Okay, let's go find some bleeders here. Where's a dang bleeder? Find me some 9 bleeders. Oh, he's perfect 9. There you go. There's a 9. So take a look at this 9. Came down 9 and just bled out, right? I mean, you're looking for the same thing to happen here. This is gonna be a bleeder. This is gonna bleed up, right? You're gonna hit this 9 just like it did here, and you're gonna bleed up, and you're all gonna be like, oh my god, it's going to the moon. And then it's because you are on a green 9, you got to be so careful here, because then it's just gonna turn around, it's gonna possibly dump on you again, right? You got to be careful for these 9s. These 9s are not the end of the world, right? That's why a lot of these people have these, you know, the 13s. You know, come down here, here's a 9, this is a reversal. I'm looking for a reversal here. These 9s are reversal candles. This 4 hour chart is very accurate. You need to play the 4 hour, the 12 hour chart very seriously. They're extremely accurate, okay? Now you've got a lot of back and forth here. So here's your green, there's your green 9. Look, this thing just bled. It just still bled up higher. So let's be careful. Let's just play this right. So here's a red 9, bled out. Yeah, I'm looking for this just to bleed here, right? Okay. That being said, that really pretty much wraps up and I'm going to leave this on the daily. I'm going to leave this chart on the daily for you, simply because this is where all of this, do you want me to leave this? I can leave this trade setup right there. I can leave that trade setup. And let me shrink this thing down. Let me shrink this trade setup down so it's a little easier for everybody. There we go. Make sure that's to the front. All right. All right, how's that? There we go. All right, let's go over and take a peek at our 2-day chart. Okay, I wanted to bring up the 2-day chart on BTC. Here's what I see. Here is all this resistance above us on the 2-day chart right here. So let's really watch this. You did get this shooting star candle. I'm sorry, this big doji. Got this massive spinning top doji right here. Just spinning top. It is a great candle. It is a reversal candle. It did not work. It reached up, got rejected. You know, this is a lot of, watch this. This thing can cross also, okay? This baby can cross. This 50 and 30 can cross. Now, this is a slow, these are really slow moving. So this still might not cross in 2 damn days. Let's go like a second. Let me pull something up over on this other chart over here. Give me 1 second. Oh my God, seriously. Give me a second here. No, 2-day chart didn't help over there. Yeah, so, well, let's compare this chart. Let's take a look at this here, okay? So here's the 2-day. Gonna bring up the 2-day here. So here's the two-day chart. So you got today. Today you've got the 50 on the top, and you've got the 200 on the bottom. Back in 2014, you had so your 50 was replaced by your 30. Your 200 was riding right on the bottom right here. It replaced your 50. So you kind of have the very similar setup. You know, you have a little heavier timelines today. These are some heavier moving averages than these lighter moving averages were playing out earlier. Back in 2000 and 2010. Let's peek at I just want to peek at the weekly right here. See if the weekly, oh man, come on. I don't know why TradingView does this. It's the weirdest thing. What the heck? Come on, TradingView. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord, help me. Yeah, no help on the weekly. This just doesn't help at all. There's no help there. All you got is one line. That one line does not help at all. All right, we're just going to take this back to the daily. All right. God, TradingView, you're killing me sometimes. All right, I'm just going to move this off over here. I don't know why it keeps bumping me back. So here's your 2-day. You know, a breakup, I do see if this would break up. I'm just not confident on this breaking up. If it does break up, I'm looking for this to wick. I'm looking for this to wick over only. Wick over, maybe close 1 day above. And, you know, it's got a lot to, it's going to take a lot to get up over this right now. Okay? It's going to take a lot to get up over this. I personally am not feeling the FOMO at this point. Okay? Let's bring up the bubble charts really quick. So we got our bubble charts. You see here how the red line rejection, unbelievable how well these bubble charts work out. Purple line rejection, red line rejection, came back down into the purple zone area, got rejected again. Look at this ping pong action going on in here. Unbelievable ping pong action. So the last time we had something like this, go back. Let's go back. Let's see. Where are you at? You know, it's kind of, you know, here you got this rejection, came down, bounced up, shot through. I mean, really tough. This is a really hard one to play. Here you go. Here's where it touched again before. This totally got rejected though. And this was completely rejected. Just knocked out of the sky. This one right here. You know, knocked out of the sky, got knocked back up. You know, it's gonna test this line one more time, right? This line, this red line right here, this red line running right across the top here is a tough little sucker. I do not have seen it. I have not seen it get tested and broken twice in a row though. Right? I have not seen it. There it is again. Got played right there. You know, I have not seen this get broken twice. So, once again, kind of bullish, right? Now, is this telling me, hey, Chris, I'm going to break up. I'm going to snap that 128 and force that bearish cross and then come back down? You know, that's totally possible. So we're going to bring this over on our daily. Let's pull our daily up right here. Ah, crap. I want to pull it daily on that. Bad. I want to pull it on. I got to leave it on 12 hour. Okay. So, so here we are. Look at this huge dropout. So this came all the way up to here. This candle right here. This up was a down action. Right? So that's bullish. That's very bullish. Right? Then you came up. Right? And then you came down again. So we are lower lows, higher highs on the price. So now this could come up. This is a really tricky trading area right here. Now you could look for this to come up again and test this line, and it would only give you a wick up into this 7,600 area, right? You know, if it came up and hit this red line again and got tested up here, this red line. You know, breaking this red line right here, I would say would be very bullish. It would be very bullish. Would give you that push up and over. Now, this would put you into insanely overbought territory, and you would be super bullish on this. Super bearish. I would be super bearish to get way up here. Okay. But yeah, a lot of this is bullish. You know, you got a lower low on the RSI, but you are higher. So you're actually way higher. Tough trading environment, really tough trading environment right now. So now you've got to remember when this chart right here, hold on a second, let me get this up here. This chart right here did call this bullish run for me all the way back here. This is where I got into this as a long trade. So I jumped into this way down here, and I played this as a long because of this chart. So I got way into this all the way back down here, and I rode this thing pretty much all the way up. I got out of it here, got back into it, and I shorted it right at this tip right here. So I've been sitting in a short since right here on EOS. Okay. This bubble chart. All right, so let's take a look here. So this is interesting, okay, because this chart says be bullish. Okay, so this chart says be bullish on here. This is where, once again, I am torn. Now, the MACD is a lagging indicator. So you see it came up here. We crossed over. This cross just happened. Even though we crossed, our price action is still not dropped, right? The same thing happened here. Now, when you get too high, when you pretty much get over this level right here, right? When you get way up here, into this peak area up here over the 7 line, right? The +7, this becomes bearish. I'm sorry, bullish. It's not bearish. This becomes bullish. So you see, as this drops, your price action does get an initial drop here. So you do get this initial drop right here from this, right? And I'm looking for this drop. We have not really had a substantial drop here that would be something that would correlate with this other drop, right? You don't have something that would correlate with this other drop right here. So this to this was a substantial drop, 7,400 to 8,400. This is a 1,000-point move right here. You know, we went from 7,600 to 7,200. Now, that is pretty good. That's pretty substantial. Right? That's not a bad, you know, it's not a lot, it's a little, but it's still a pretty good move right here. Now, as this came back around and this looped again, you can see that in the price, as this moved sideways, your price continued to go up and up and up. So this says be bullish. Right? This is where I'm torn here. I'm seriously torn in this situation because the RSI is playing this area right here. The RSI is saying, hey, I'm right up here. You need to be bearish, where the MACD is telling me I have got to be bullish. So I am torn on this trade. I'm getting mixed signals. Those signals are not helping me to make a very good trading choice here. Now, this has helped me make some good trading choices because it came up here, it told me to short this. I shorted it. I've been sitting in my short at EOS. It played out really good. This is telling me I need to be bullish though, because this says, hey, I'm going to swing around possibly here. And watch out, because if I do bounce here, you're going to see the price move. Even though I'm going to move down, the price is going to go up. Now, here we go with our, this says bearish. History right here says bearish. RSI says bearish. Right? Because the last time we dropped out of this pink zone up here was these last two over here. So you had this range right here. Right? So you had this one right here. Let's throw a horizontal on that. A vertical, I mean. So there's the last time we fell out. We're gonna make that one pink. All right, where's that one at? Pink. All right, see, all right, there you go. So this calls for a bullish trade here. This called that bullish also. So last time we came up here and we were rejected though, this did call a bullish trade. So you got some sideways movement here. Let's zoom in, see if we can zoom in a little more to this. Let me slide this over. There, that's it. That's it. There you go. So you got this drop and then it took off. Came down, tested almost the same area as a red line. So came down, pop this as a red, pop this as a red, really tough. Okay, now the next time it came up into this area, it poked right here, right? This was the second time it poked right here. Now the second time it came and poked right here, this was the giant death of doom spiral. So this was a 3,000 point drop. So you have this area, this touch, which is a 3,000 point drop. Then you have this touch right here, and this was a bullish move. Real tough, tough. Doesn't put me in a good trading place. You know, this says bullish. Cross on the daily says bearish. I'm torn, guys. Yeah, basically 100K both. 100X both. Man, I really wish I had a better trading setup for you guys. I don't. I really don't. I'm not very confident here in my trade setup. I'm just not confident in my trade setup right now. It might be better to just sit on the sidelines and wait. So, yeah, I think that's all I got. Yep, I wish I had something better, but I don't. Yeah, this is old. All right.